Hello children, once again we are back to our online teaching class via video. You 10thers, today we'll be discussing about the soil resources. Done. In your book you will have, this is the chapter 3. However, due to time constraint, we are not going to cover the entire chapter today. So a little bit of this chapter we'll be discussing today. So this is the assignment, that means this is the syllabus that we'll be following for what we are going to actually teach in the video. So the name of the chapter is soil resources. So the basic question that we should always ask, what is soil? And the answer that we give very commonly is, soil is the loose surface material consisting of inorganic and organic matter that covers most of the land surface. Soil provides the structural support and the source of water and nutrients for plants used in agriculture. It consists of withered rock particles, decaying organic matter, living organism, water and air. Now, is soil important? So what is the importance of soil? Soil or soils is an essential natural resource for life, in the sense that they provide everything that we need for our life. This is the medium for plants to grow. This is the habitat for so many insects and so many creatures and other organisms. This soil acts as a filtration system for the surface water. The carbon store and so-called the maintenance of atmosphere gases is also done by the soil. So this is the importance of the soil. Now, what is the process of soil formation, or in simple question, how is soil formed? Well, the soil formation process depends upon the presence of new material which is either acquired by denudation or deposition. It depends on various factors. For instance, the type of parental material, the bedrock, the climatic conditions, the relief and the vegetations, the drainage pattern or the drainage system, natural of course, the role of animals, insects and man. Remember, animals, insects and man also knowingly, unknowingly, directly or indirectly contribute to the formation of various kinds of soil. In the context of soil, we have got two important terminology, geographical terminology. One is pedogenosis. So what is pedogenosis? Pedogenosis can be defined as the process of soil development. It is the process of soil, the process in which the soil is developed is called pedogenosis. And there is another type of term called pedology. Don't get confused with pedogenosis and pedology. It is little different, but it is related to soil. So what is pedology? Pedology is a scientific discipline or study that is concerned with all aspects of soil, including all their physical and chemical properties. So in simple words, pedology is the science or the study of soil, and pedogenosis is the process of soil formation. Now, which are the factors that affect the soil formation? The very most important factor is the climate. Climate
especially precipitation, temperature, frost action, have a fundamental influence on the soil formation process that makes place within any given location. The prevailing climatic conditions highly determine the nature of weathering process that will take place and the rates of physical and chemical processes. So climate determines, rather influences or affects drastically on the formation or the type of or kind of soil will or would be. Next factor is the parental material or called the parent rock. When you will go for the soil profile, we will come to know what is called parent rock or called the bedrock. The parental material determines the mineralogical, means the presence of mineral in the soil, mineralogical composition, and widely contributes to the chemical and physical characteristics of the soil. The type of parental material also determines the rate at which soil formation processes occurs. The complexity of soil patterns, the texture, the composition, the color in different areas highly depends on the physical as well as chemical compositions of the parent materials. The third factor which determines or affect the formation of soil is called the relief, or it is also known as the topography. How it affects? Topography is the configuration of the land surface and the relations among its man-made and natural features. Typically, it is the shape of the land surface. Topography sometimes speaks of the places which has plain, which has valley, or that has got a mountain or a river, etc., etc., different type of terrain, and its position as well as slope on the landscape. So these characteristics altogether highly determine the types of soil formed within a region. Time. Soil formation takes several hundreds to thousands of years to undergo significant changes and their eventual formation. Most of the soils of the world have taken more than 10,000 even more years to form the current state of soil. So be careful when you destroy or pollute our soil. We must think very seriously that formation of soil takes such a long time. Therefore it is our duty not to pollute or destroy our soil. There is a still fifth factor. There are various type of organisms which includes we, the men, plants, animals, means all these living organisms. They also contribute, rather become the agent of different kind of soil formation. All living organisms play an active role in the soil formation process. Organisms including fungi, bacteria, animals, human beings, vegetations, all are the major determinants, and they impact on the physical as well as chemical components of the soil. Larger animals including burrowing animals and earthworms mix the soil. You know, the earthworms, they bring out the inner soil to the topsoil. So these kind of burrowing animals, earthworms, mix the soil and alter its physical characteristics. We cannot ignore man's activities have tremendous changes to the natural soils through cultivation, through constructions, filling, mining, making artificial drainage systems in the name of modernization, and of course addition of fertilizer in order to have huge amount of crop growth has altered the physical as well as chemical properties of the soil. So dear children, these are the 5 points or factors that determine the effect, that determine the formation of soil: the climate, the parental material or parent rock, the relief or the topography, the fourth one is the time factor, and of course the various living organisms that make or contribute for the formation of soil. Now, soil profile. Can you define soil profile? Soil profile can be defined as the vertical section of the soil from the ground surface downwards to where the soil meets the underlying rock. Let us see. So this is from the vertical, from the top till the almost a beginning of where the soil is. Now soil profile actually speaks about various layers. We will talk in detail. The soil is found in layers. You can see the soil can be found in layers. See, soil is found in layers. Can we see the layers? The dark, the little lighter, then different color. All these are all layers. They're all in different layers. Now go to the theory. Which are arranged during the formation of soil. It happened naturally. Nobody has done. It has been there naturally. These layers are called horizons. The sequence of layers is the soil profile. The layers of soil can easily be observed by their color and the size of particles they are made of. The main layers of the soil are normally, we call them the topsoil, the subsoil, and the parent rock, or called the bedrock. Now, each layers has its own characteristics, and this topsoil, subsoil, and the parent rock, they are also named in different other terminology. What are they? Now, these are the three different terminology we are using. The topsoil. The topsoil is usually the darker layer of the color. Can you see the darker layer of the color? In both the maps, diagram, you can see this is darker. Okay, the dark, see the topmost part, it is dark in color. And because it has the highest proportion of organic material, sometimes we call them humus, these two, O and A, together comprise the topsoil. So that's why sometimes the topsoil is also referred to as A zone. Can you see this map? It is also referred to A zone. Focus. A zone. The topsoil is also referred as A zone. See, it is written in the bracket topsoil. Next comes subsoil. The subsoil is where soluble minerals and clays accumulate. This layer is lighter brown and holds more water than the topsoil, and because of the presence of the iron and clay minerals. Now there is less organic material. Subsoil has less organic material. Topsoil has got organic material called humus. And this subsoil again is sometimes, or many other terms, referred to as B horizon. It is also, we can see that The color changed. The topsoil color is darker color, then lighter color. This is the B horizons in bracket is given subsoil. And now comes the bedrock. The bedrock, or called the parent rock or parental material, is a layer of partially altered bedrock. There is some evidence of weathering in this layer, but pieces of the original rock are seen and can be identified. This bedrock is also referred to as the sea horizon, as it is shown there. See, there are some bigger, can you see that bigger rocks, sea horizon and parental rock. Sometimes beyond that, the big, so far in the beginning as it was the biggest, the large rocks are also referred to as the bedrock, and they are called our horizons. But in geography we will mostly discuss about the topsoil, subsoil and the bedrock. Now when you go for this soil profile, see, actually, let's see how it looks actually. Focus. Actually, this is a actually ground land, not a kind of drawn or painted picture. This is the actual picture. You see the topsoil, how the topsoil is dark in color, and then the second, and the color is how it is changing, and you can see that it is all gravel, big stones. So you can clearly see the topsoil here, or a horizon, that is topsoil. Then the subsoil, the mixture of rock as well as soil and color changed, and finally you have got the sea horizon or the bed rock or parental. There are three kinds of soil, rather types of soil: sandy soil, clayey soil and loamy soil. Sandy soil. Sandy soil especially consists of small particles formed by weathering rocks. It consists 60% of sand and only 10% of clay. It is also very low nutrients and poor in holding water, which makes it one of the poorest types of soil for agriculture. It's not good for agriculture. Clay soil. If sandy soil has got 60% of sand, then the clay soil has got the 60% of clay and perhaps only 10 to 20% of sand. So clay soil contains the smallest particles amongst the other two types of soil. This is the extreme. Particles are so densely packed that there is very little or no airspace. In other words, it is high proportion of clay content. This soil has very good water storage qualities. Water gets stagnant here, but it is very sticky when wet and therefore doesn't drain out and doesn't give a good condition for the plant to grow. Clay soil is really actually not agricultural friendly. The best soil is of course the loamy soil, where the proportion or the ratio of both sand as well as clay is almost even. Loamy soil is the combination of sand and clay, and it has the ability to retain both the moisture and nutrients too. It is the most fertile soil, hence it is the more suitable for farming. It is called agricultural friendly. Now in India, we have major soil types. They are alluvial soil, black soil, red soil and laterite soil. Dear children, we shall discuss about these in detail, about their formation, features, spatial characteristics, etc. in the next class. Till then, stay safe, stay home, stay well, study well. And please follow the assignment in your chart. Please follow the assignment. Thank you.